Hello, I am Frédérique Crestin-Billet, also known as Maison Sajou, the owner of Maison Sajou. Today I'm very happy to present you a new creation in Museum and Heritage Collection, which is about Indienne fabric. So what we call Indienne fabric in French, this is a fabric which at the beginning of the 17th century came from India. Those nice fabrics were printed with very bright colors and on very thin, high-quality cotton fabric that we didn't know how to make in Europe at this time. And those different fabric came through the West Indies Company, the different companies which came which had a lot of boats, and they brought a lot of this fabric to Europe. The French Indies Company were founded in 1676 by Colbert. And those fabrics were so successful in Europe that the French producer of other fabrics thought it was a disloyal concurrence, and they asked to the king to make a prohibition about those nice floral Indian fabrics. So this prohibition, we called it the Indienne prohibition. This prohibition during from 1686 to 1759, so it's quite a long time. So you can imagine during this this prohibition that a lot of people organize a big smuggling about this fabric. So the smuggling was this fabric coming from India, but also from Europe, because in a short time, a lot of manufacturers found how to make cotton fabric and found and imitated those nice floral fabric. So when the smuggling was finished, those Indian fabric continued to have a big success. And even today, even if those fabrics are no more made in India, we still call them Indienne fabric. So here you can find a nice one, which is the Marie Antoinette pineapple, which is a fabric, a nice Indian fabric you can find in the private queen's apartment at Versailles Palace. So they represent a pineapple, which was a very rare fruit at Marie Antoinette's time. So you have here the pineapple of the queen, and here you have the border, because very often with this nice fabric you had the main motif and then you had a border which was used on the furniture, but also on the curtains, sometimes on each part of the walls. So Marie Antoinette pineapple. Here you have oriental flowers, so which are always with those oriental exotic motifs. Here you have what we call Coromandel Indienne, because I gave to all these Indienne fabrics name of different cities of India, which more or less have a link with the history of fabrics, of Indian fabrics. Here you have Napoleon Indienne, which I already put in a big embroidery dedicated to Napoleon and Josephine. And this is the fabric which was in Napoleon campaign tent. When he was on war, he had a nice tent to sleep in, and this fabric was inside. Here you have a Jaipur motif, which is a very nice one. Here you have Pondicherry. In French we say Pondicherry, but in English I know this is Pondicherry. And we have the fabric corresponding to this nice motif. Here you have the famous coq-cigru motif that I already put in the Toile de Jouy big embroidery, which is a very famous motif. Here you have Chandernagore, which is also an Indian with a very nice bright basis. Here you have Bangalore on a pink pink base. And then you have here what we call in French cashmere motif, but in English you say paisley motif, which in fact is a motif coming from Iran and Iran, and which is a kind of religious motif, and which reminds a cypress. This tree is very famous in several Asia religion. And here you have little paisley motif, or also with, you know, as little swatches to make like the catalogs of the vintage manufacturer. And here you have to finish the coat of arms of the French Indies company that you can find in the museum in Lorient, which is dedicated to Indian company. So this is the big embroidery, and as usual when I create this kind of big embroidery, I make other kits. And for example, here you have the little cushion of the pineapple, Marie Antoinette pineapple fabric. So you have this. You have also little ones like this, little one like this. You also have little boxes to embroider. You can find all this on our website with a lot of more explanation as the one I gave you here. And all the, you can find all the pattern chart and kits on the website. I hope you will have a lot of pleasure to embroider those fabric as much as I had to create them, because it was really a very, very, very nice to work to create. Thank you for listening to me, and excuse me for my English. Bye.